Somewhere I have it. Okay. All right. Again, I'll run you through the things that we're doing with our operation. We're basically a media networking company. We basically advocate for industrial hemp, everything. But at the end of the day, it all sort of adds up to network building. I mean, this is kind of the mission and the mission underscoring everything that we do. Sorry about that picture, Morris. I didn't have another one to go in there. But we're really trying to find interesting people, doing a lot of different things in different parts of the world, and we kind of share our assets. We do business with each other, and it's something of a closed circle. We don't really work with just anyone. And it looks something like this. Generally, this is certainly not all of the people that we sort of consider to be in our universe, or people or companies. You've probably seen some of the other presentations that the logos are overlapping, and there's kind of a posse forming. So these are places all over the world where we have, what I call sort of trusted partners, where we know people who can help us get information from their local markets, help us with something if we need it there. Exchange information and that kind of thing. So just a few of them. There's our girl again. Where's that pointer? Oh, there she is. Oh, there's another two of them. There's another one. You've seen him. This is we've got Cruz from Hemp Pro, one of Daniel's companies. And this guy. And this is Monica Brewer, who's also a builder doing extremely interesting things in Morocco with a company in Spain that does the load-bearing bricks and blocks. So this is kind of a different thing. And so we're trying to put this network together, and we support all these people. And basically, the thing that we look for is people that we can trust. This is sort of the beginning thing that we work towards. So we do, in terms of our activities, we do like this summit. It's actually our first big event. Primarily, we are doing micro conferences at our center, which is also our home, and which we also run as a bed and breakfast. This is a group from last year. In the very top of that. In the very top of that property, where is it? I should put another slide in here. But in the top of this building, which is 250 years old, there were never any rooms. So we're building the rooms up there from Hemp. This year we'll be doing this event is coming up in a couple of weeks. I've got a little film about that one, so I won't say anything more about it. And I really like machines. I don't know anything about machines, but I like machines. When I worked as a publisher, I always used to like to go to the printing house and watch the machines run. But it's really clear at this moment in time, especially with the U.S. market opening up, machines and technology, there's a terrific demand. So Henry, Henry's going to be, I think, really fulfilling a very, very important need. And we do, this will be the second year that we've done Future Medical Hemp. This is basically about CBD. And then our media, the things that we're producing, this is our main website. We're getting up to, 1 or 2 stories a day about industrial hemp. We can't necessarily keep up with everything, so we try to be sort of selective and create, while following the you know, the general news and things that are happening in the world, you know, we try to really focus on people and companies and tell the stories of people and companies as examples of, you know, for success and that kind of thing. We started this service in 2014. This is an old slide because our newsletter now, basically, our newsletter is pegged to when a story comes out, and we have a newsletter sometime within the next 24 hours. So it used to be something weekly, but like, you know, with Brian's help and Arnett, a couple of the guys that are here helping me generate some content, it's basically we're putting up stuff every workday, more or less. And then, you know, when I looked around at the market, sort of understood sort of what's going on. There's a big need to like put money and enterprises together. So this is a platform that we haven't so much developed, but the idea is to get entrepreneurs can get their profile on there, and when we get to critical mass of really interesting projects, you know, then we will more aggressively try to push it on the investor side. This is another product of ours. This has been kind of interesting, and it's getting more and more interesting, slightly crazy actually. You know, a way for the goods to be traded at the business-to-business level, you know, at the wholesale level and the bulk level. We don't sell these products, but we simply sell packages to the vendors, to the sellers, advertising promotion packages. And then we are getting ready, and this will be a major development in our company, we're getting ready to connect Hemp Trade with HempToday, which is the news service, because we've never cross-advertised these two platforms. I was afraid to, because I was afraid everything would go haywire, because, you know, we didn't really have the people to be able to manage this in a proper way, and it can't be automated because of trust issues. So we're really trying to use it to sort out qualified buyers and qualified sellers and get, you know, some trust built up in that part of the value chain. Yeah. We also do print. I'm an old print guy. You know, print's dead, but you know, we work the publications like the magazine that you have. We work them only around events, and this seems to be a pretty cool application of print. You know, especially, you know, for the customers, at the B2B level, if you have a stand, you know, you can stack a few issues up with your magazine in it, and advertisers seem to like it. So I'm kind of happy still to be in print. We are working our way into you know, setting up social media management. This is really time-consuming kind of business, but we know a lot of companies need it. Yeah. So just for now, what's working is you know, this event, and then we've worked for about 3 years with the European Industrial Hemp Association, Morris's Expo, Knuckle Hemp Expo, and we hope to be working with Morris at his expo in Tennessee, which I just started, was the first edition this year. Okay, now I just thought I would say a little bit, sort of, after having observed the market for 4 years, like what's going on, and from a media perspective. So, you know, when I first sort of learned about hemp, I wanted to go see, like, where's the hemp business-to-business sort of information platform. And luckily for me, there wasn't any. And so within 1 week, I started HempToday. This is like in October of 2014. You know, there's a lot of information about hemp. It was totally atomized. And you know, Google is great, but it's not that great if you're a busy person and you're doing business. And so, since that time, and especially in the last, like, what, 3-4 weeks, how long has it been? When the Farm Bill had passed in the United States, that took you know, hemp off the drug list. I mean, my traffic just took a straight 25% jump, and it hasn't stopped. You know, it's like 25% more than what it was before. So in the media and in the mind of the public, it's an amazing moment. Okay, I mean, and this is particularly comes from the United States. You know, the media machine in the United States, yeah. And it means everything from, you know, local newspapers writing about farming and the potential for hemp and farming all the way up to CBD, the stock market, and everything else. It's an absolutely fascinating moment, you know, from a media perspective. You know, there's still a lot of clutter out there. Again, this is my opportunity, and this is what we're trying to resolve. Well, I had to talk, you know, when we talked with Paul this morning, there's a lot of dodgy companies out there, and there's a lot of trust issues. That really, you know, it needs to be exposed, and we need to, you know, I think if we air that dirty laundry, it's always, you know, a better thing. So there is still this atomization and disconnection in the industry. You know, everything's moving pretty fast, and again, this is the problem that we're trying to address. Is even, you know, with events like this, people get connected. Guy needs a machine. Guy's looking for flour. All these kinds of things, yeah. And then, you know, as far as you know, the industry and the players, okay. The media assets are very weak among the companies that work in hemp generally, okay. Many companies don't even have websites, and it's just true all over the world, even in the United States, in fact. And again, we try to address that. If we get with like a new company, a young company, we try to work with them. We work in many different ways. We barter, we take cash, you know, we exchange goods, whatever. But generally, from my perspective, the media, and this is very important because if, this is part of our concept too in the network, you know, if you as a company have at least the basic media, you know, arrows in your quiver, you can interface better with us, you know, and as I say, we're getting a really good sized footprint. The trust and credibility issues, again, that goes to the thing that I talked about with Paul this morning. So trends and news, of course, the earth-shattering things that happen in the USA. And again, as I say, that happened in the USA, and then the media are you know, it's like the USA like screwed up hemp, and now I really believe it's going to be the USA that's going to bring it back, and the media have a lot to do with that. We all know there's a CBD gold rush. Food is growing. Daniel's not here, right? Daniel Cruz. You know, there's a move, you know, in many countries to go to 1% THC in hemp. And from my perspective, this is a particular problem for Europe. I didn't get a chance yet to talk too much about that, and I won't spend any time on it, but it's something that's happening. Okay, I just thought I'd put in here, since I'm saying that, you know, many companies are pretty weak, the basic things that you need, and then we'll get into this with the guys too a little bit later, but you know, you gotta have a website these days, okay? Like, you ain't existing if you don't have a website, all right? And then, you know, it's always good to bolt on all the SEO accoutrements, good social media and email. You can start with that. You can start with that. And we'll talk a little bit when we get together.